The voyage of the Molson Coors beer tanks for the Fraser Valley Brewery at Chilliwack was a journey of mass proportions. After arriving in the port aboard the Star Kilimanjaro ocean-going vessel, the smaller Molson Coors beer tanks were carefully craned off from the ship and placed on truck transportation. The largest tanks were loaded into the barge just yards away. These two tanks, cloaked in Molson Canadian and Coors Light branding, were part of a massive transportation undertaking. The tanks are as large as 5.5 meters in diameter and 18 meters in height and hold up to 700,000 cans of beer each, meaning there was no simpler or easier method of transport than up the mighty Fraser River. Traveling under the Mission Bridge through the railway swing span, the initial tugboat, the Fraser Navigator, was now being led by a small local tugboat and a scout boat to check for current, debris, and high gravel beds in the Fraser. Through the Hatzick area, or Hatzick Hole known by local sturgeon fishing guides, and right up next to the Sumas Mountain, the Molson Coors beer tanks made their way to their final home. Seeing the beer tanks on the horizon of the coastal mountains and historic Fraser River felt like another step in the Fraser Valley's history. The landing along the western river shores in Chilliwack at Cattermole was smoothly executed, and with what felt like a major feat, was only half of the transportation for these behemoth tanks. Once the Supreme Structural Transport team arrived on site to offload the tanks to the mainland, the final prep and review of the plans were underway. A midnight start to the transportation east to the brewery was moments away. The trucks were warmed up, route discussed, reviewed, ready for the transport teams. We were underway. With power lines a main concern for the transport east, the beer tanks had to zigzag their way across Chilliwack. They headed east down Old Yale Road, and a slow trek south down Lickman Road, where the tanks slowly awaited the rising of the first overhead power lines and a major corner down and around Luckakuk Way. Heading further east and on to the Evans Road overpass, the two main beer tanks went south onto Evans and backed up the overpass and snaked through the intersections and over the Evans Road roundabout. From there, it was a straight shot to the Fraser Valley Brewery in Chilliwack on Kerr Avenue, and the next steps of getting some much-anticipated beer brewing in the over 50 years of brewing history in BC. These big beer tanks and the other 97 tanks are just the start of contributing over 1,000 local jobs during construction. Cheers to a great year ahead and the completion of the Molson Coors Fraser Valley Brewery at Chilliwack.